Yo everyone, hello. We are okay. Hello gamers. I'm sick. I feel sick right now. Don't ask, but yeah, we're gonna do some cool scripting stuff, and I bet you won't be able to do those cool things that will be able to. Now, don't mind the black screen while I painfully try to tweet this out. But you know, there's this thing called not tweeting things out. So yeah, he'll suck. All right, yo everyone, can you guys see? Um. Why do I get 18 FPS? 10! Is the frame rate good? Yeah, it's 30. Okay, whatever. Okay, I don't want to feel like yeah, I don't know, like, I also feel like I've just been trying really silly. Okay, anyways, I have nothing to go off of. I can't even create a part. My computer is just been lagging. I need to restart it because I keep my PC on like legit 24/7. I feel like I have the coronavirus. Jesus. Is this guys gonna be? Are you guys just gonna be like trying to beat you guys? Or like, I haven't started late. I was vomiting. Oh, and you guys right. We just started. You're not late at all. All right. Yeah. Studio stream, testing new things out, doing things, cool things that you guys can't do because I'm too cool for you guys. Let's be real here. Okay. Should I do a hitbox? No. Jitter. Okay. Purchase part. Yes. Yes. Purchase part. Let's turn cast that off. Change it to a different color. Let's do that one. Why not? Okay, sure. This will be good. I'll cut the vomit up somehow low. Okay, let's do a some properties in here. Yes. Yo, is yes me? Is this stream lagging? Because I feel so. String value. No, that's not it. There. And let's call this name. And what should we guys? Damn, how string actually up here? I don't know. Like, no offense, but I don't really think a lot. Okay, well, actually, yes, whatever. Okay, what, guys? What should I program? What should the name be of this item that I'm gonna that I'm gonna script so you can buy? Let me know in the chat. Actually, no. We're just having your own conversation. So we'll just do cat food. Program a cat. No, I'm not giving it cat food. Just kidding. I'm gonna robbery. Bigger robbery bag. Yes, because this is obviously gonna be hello BP 2020. No, program Arxbird. Yeah, I'm gonna program it myself. Okay. Yo, I'm actually gonna show you what my friend when my friend tried to program. All right, this is him programming like a I don't know. Okay, let me see if I can create a script. All right, let me show you how he scripted. All right, now we're gonna do this. We gotta go do some of this. All right, we can't forget what this is literally my friend. All right, just program it so he can move. Yeah, that's basically my friend there. He clearly doesn't know what he's doing. Okay, I'm thinking we're just gonna use a click detector. Or should I do region? I don't know. That's the thing. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do a region. I can't add a part inside of a part. Well, guess what? I'll play you. Gonna make a part and put it in there. Yep. Yeah, that's how we do it. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna duplicate it. Do not in color region. Okay, I'm gonna put it in there. And I'm gonna make this a big region. I'm just gonna make it double size. In terms of that only probably, because I won't need it to be bigger. Let's do 9. See how that is. Welcome to the stream, Royal Python. Well, welcome to the stream, everyone. Yes, welcome to the stream, Subaduka. Welcome to the stream, Ghost Brian. Welcome to the stream, the Royal Python. Welcome to the stream. Well, no, game is on here. Alright, cool. Yeah, we're gonna be doing. I honestly don't know what I'm doing, but we'll figure something out. Okay. I think I'm just gonna make a folder called actually no, I'm not going to. Purchase. Okay, we'll do it like that. Okay, sure. Alright. 9 views. Game is escaped the stream, yes. Okay. Script. Main script. Or purchase handler. Welcome to the stream. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce your name, but welcome to the stream, Kelman. I'm just gonna call you Kelman because you have some stuff, yes. If it's nasty, so I honestly don't care. Like, it's a new kind of stream. I'm not expecting a lot of viewers from this. I'm just like doing something and I decided why not stream, because streaming is awesome. It gives me subs. Hand me the subs. This is a threat. Okay, alright, just kidding. Okay, let's do replicated. Let's do services vars, because we're probably gonna need them. Ooh, that's something I want to test. Because that's 6 viewers. Yeah, it's fine. Alright, server storage, so I'll go replicated storage equals game colon get service. And replicated storage. Okay, cool. If you guys will ever see this video because he doesn't have a PC, so he can't script. Yeah. They should honestly just like release it to iPad, like not being like super advanced like the full version, because like let's be real here, it's gonna be a tough time making a game. But like just doing some small things, okay, that would be cool. Okay, anyways, so I was thinking about let's see here. Let's go into the developer hub. Just making a thumbnail. I was making a thumbnail. Alright, I'm gonna see about like Debras. I don't know what I think there's like a Debras service, or maybe it's not even existing anymore. I don't know. It's starting to like Roblox scripting videos, like by the Roblox channel. Okay, Debras service. Alright, Debras. This is a service, the top level economic service. This can currently be connected with instant function. Ways to put on create a bit of a mass, but you can no longer confuse system memory. This I call it for destroy. Delay 3 function. Debris call add item. Can I please zoom in or something? Okay, local Debras equals game calling a service Debras. Okay, so let's do purchase vars. Okay, local purchase equals game to workspace. Purchase. Why do you even need that? Oh yeah, for that thing. That's exactly what I need for. Alright. Okay, we'll just get the name real quick. And I think it's gonna do the value directly, probably. Nah. Okay, local region equals purchase part. Wait for child region. Okay, cool. Okay, so okay, let's just go create a new part for testing here. So let's see here. Okay, let's see the example code. Alright, dbris creates parts on a loop and parents them to the workspace, then uses dbris to clean them up. Oh, I think I know now. dbris gonna add item new ball. Oh, so I don't think we really need it, don't we? Okay, let's read her. Okay. Please dbris. Hello, amen, Darman, whatever. Hello, welcome to stream. I am actually programming here. Well, I haven't really been programming anything. I just started, but I mean, I'm checking if like this dbris service, what it does. Okay, so yeah. Okay, why use dbris? Okay, yes. Beyond creating a bit of mess, objects are longer recordings can use up system memory, and it causes the game to run slower at a time. For this reason, it is always advised to run the instance colon destroy function on objects you no longer need. However, in many cases, an object may have a specific period of utility after which it needs to be destroyed. Take the example of the projectile that has been thrown. On our first thought, it could be cleaned up using wait 3 projectile destroy. However, there are a number of issues with this approach. Firstly, it requires yielding a code with a wait, which is not always describable. I'm not even gonna attempt to say that word. Secondly, if 43 seconds has elapsed, the object may have already been destroyed. For example, if the reached game door workspace of fallen parts destroys the hate. In this case, the code word areas tries to destroy an item that has already been destroyed. One answer may be delay 3 function if projectile and projectile dot parent then parent dot destroy. This solves the above issues as it spawns a new thread to prevent the current one from yielding, and checks to see if it can be destroyed. However, at this point, a simple command has already become quite complicated and unnecessary thread being created. This is where dbris comes in. The following code addresses all the above issues. dbris add item projectile 3. dbris does not yield a current thread. It does not require a new thread. It will not error if the object is already destroyed. For this reason, it was recommended using this method for clean. Is the procedure system for that you can recall about on Discord? What do you mean when we talked about Discord? This is probably just gonna be some testing. I'm just planning as this video just like a testing thing for Crimblocks, really. And if anyone doesn't know what Crimblocks is, it's my game, but I'm gonna assume everyone knows that. Anyways, for this reason, it is the recommended method for cleaning up object with a fixed lifetime. Okay, properties. I'm not even gonna bother. Functions. Hello, welcome to the stream, 9. Welcome to the stream. Go to samples, dbris added creates part in the loop and press this workspace. Then use the dbris side to clean them up. Okay, oh, so I think this, okay, I think I know now. Okay, so I'm just gonna go put this code in here. Oh, no, that's definitely not the code. I wanted to code. Just to test a bit here. No, that, let's just see if it is. Let's see here. Just paste in the code there and let's see what what happens here. Alright, let's run this and see what happens. If I can possibly, okay, there we go. It's a hack script. No, it's not a hack script. Definitely not a hack script. I'm not a hacker. It's just for some game. I ain't a hacker. Alright. Well, thank you for coming by to the stream. I'm gonna assume you are gonna keep on looking for your hacks and stuff. I don't know. Okay. It's not a hack script. Yeah, it isn't. Okay, does this script wanna load like does this game wanna load like today? Please. I may as well just check Twitter or something. No. Is it gonna load? Run. Okay, it still hasn't loaded. What? Hello, Ghost Guy. Welcome to the stream. I'm just scripting some things, but I can't really test the Debras. Why am I testing this Debras? I invite me to help you. No, I'm not helping. I don't need no help. We got him. Bro, why am I even caring about Debras? I don't need that right now. No, bye. Go away. Go away. No. Stop. What's going on, Exodus, Dev? Welcome to the stream. Oh, finally we came in here. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it generates a bunch of blocks. Oh, and then later it removes them. Nerd live stream. Oh, hello, True Galaxy. Yeah, I'm gonna show you some things. I'm just gonna do things. Oh, well. I closed studio, or studio actually crashed. You get a good thing. Cool, dude. But, I don't need help. Okay, I'm gonna turn display capture off, and we're gonna load up studio again. Yeah, this is some nerdy stuff here. If you don't, you may have some problems with this. Okay, I'm actually wondering about like just restarting my computer because it's actually pretty laggy. I don't know they're restarting it after having it on for like 5 million years. Takes a long time. It rips need to recover it. No, it should be fine. It's not a lot of progress that I lost. So I should be able to just get in here pretty easily and with no issues. To me it's a block. To me it's a block falling live stream when I joined. What the heck you making? Oh, I'm just texting with some Debra service that I don't really need right now, but I am making a purchase system, and I'm just gonna like create like a restarting PC. All right. No, I'm just like scripting some like purchase system so you can like purchase stuff. And yeah, planning to add this into my game Roblox. And no, it's not gonna be like the easiest things. Yeah, I have obviously closed the stream, but I'll probably be on my phone just chatting with you guys if I had to restart the PC. No worries. Okay, getting into Studio again. Studio is back, boys. Studio is back and okay. Think an exploiter is here? Well, okay, that's just great. Oh, well now Studio really crashed. Alright, I think I'm gonna end the stream and just restart the PC and I'll come back probably. I'm gonna give him one more attempt. Spyduka called and talked about me. Yes, he did. He really did. Not really. Just restarting. Crash. Real Arxbird, okay. Yes, he is totally the real Arxbird. Yes. He's probably gonna be reporting Spyduka because let's be real here. Okay. Studio gonna be back and working now. Miss Studio again. It's just trying to oh well no, it crashed again. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end the stream, restart my PC. I'm gonna be just chatting on my phone while I do it. And I'll be right back, okay? Alright? Okay, thank you. Alright. I'll be back. No worries. Panic. No worries. I'll be back. I just gotta restart my PC. It's kinda slow right now. So yeah. Okay, well, yeah, hopefully I'll be able to end the stream through the, I don't know why they added the end stream button on the YouTube page. Like, why do you really need it? Like, I think every streaming, platform has their own thing. Studio craft crashing, wait. Okay. Yeah, well, yeah, I see we did have 10 likes, so that's actually positive that this video actually got something. I literally can't end the stream because I have this crashing window in front of it. So I literally can't end the stream. Okay, finally. Alright, end stream, and yeah, I'll be back. Be sure to like and stay here. It won't take more than 5 minutes. Do I have a level likes? Oh, that's just greater, but yeah, just... I'll be on my phone just chatting while I restart, no worries. So yeah, should it take more than 5 minutes? Maybe less, I don't know. Okay, yeah, well, I'll be right be. Okay, bye.